Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to Smash of the Day, episode, oh my god, 19. So, with me this week I have Andrew Kenny, say hi.
Hi everybody.
And I have Emily of the Slayerettes, say hi Emily.
Hello.
Alright, so let's take a look at Division 1. First off we have Vermin Vengers 2, Armoured Armadillos 1. If there was any doubt that the Vermin Vengers are worthy of their high-flying status, surely this proves it, because the Armoured Armadillos are everyone's favourite. Did either of you two see this game? I think this was played quite late, wasn't it, in the week?
Yeah, I think it was late on. I didn't get a chance.
I watched the replay of it, and it was really interesting to watch both of them playing, because obviously they are so high up. It was a good match.
So, what went wrong for the Armadillos, or what went right for the Vengers?
Well, 25% ball possession for the Armadillos is always bad against Skaven, as long as you give them the opportunity.
Looks like they struggled to dodge. 33% dodge success rate. Although his Bonehead behaved really well. All 14 Boneheads succeeded, look at that.
Yeah, they were quite well.
They were complaining in the group about being diced, so that was interesting to see. No, they were both
humans.
Oh, right, okay.
And then he passed 14 out of 14.
He did suffer a lot of casualties by the looks of things.
Yeah, it was really in the casualties where the block he suffered a bit, yeah.
To be fair, the Vengers failed 5 casualty rolls out of 5.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a lot.
Looks like they both just took chunks out of each other. Oh well, Skaven's win. Well done to those guys. Let's have a look at Gorgeous Gets nil, Jurassic Junglers 2. I don't think this has surprised anyone.
No, not really. Ballerina Orcs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's all, Junglers are a great team. They've got a lot of players that are very well skilled, and really that kind of reflects it. I mean, Tom looks like he's caged up a lot, kept the ball. He's done less blocks overall, but you look at the Junglers, they've just got more yards running, really.
Yeah, I mean, just look at those Orc stats. It's like 66%, 66, 67, 60, 66. It's like, he's not had any terrible luck, but he's not had any good luck either. It's just distinctly average. And then you look at the Junglers, and they're averaging like 71, 75, 77, and it just looks like they had slightly better dice.
Yeah, I mean, the Junglers... Sorry.
I was going to say their block dice, they're slightly worse because they got more skulls, but that doesn't seem to have affected them that much.
The Lizardmen have got the ability to move the ball just a lot better as well. I mean, some of the players on that team are just horrific. I remember playing them last season.
This is it. Orcs start strong, but I don't think his Orcs have changed a great deal in that time.
No.
Look at that. He's got a level up on his Strength Upsaurus as well. Disgusting. Good level ups for both of them, actually, to be fair, on the MVPs. Neither of them have got anything to complain about there. Let's have a look at Rejects and the Spines. Amazing result for Mordor's Rejects, this is. Considering at the end of the season we were expecting them to probably come bottom, the fact that they've beat a significantly more experienced Chaos team is absolutely huge for them.
I mean, all around.
It's a draw. I'm talking rubbish.
It's a draw, yeah.
Well, I mean, even if you look at the arm breaks, you've only got 16-6, and he still managed to get 1-1. So
yeah, wild animal on the Spines. Look at that. 5 out of 14. I mean, did you see this, Emily? Presumably you did.
Yeah, I was watching it while they were playing. Things just weren't working, and like you say, the wild animal didn't help. What was the Mordors?
Looks like
they were fine.
Spines couldn't dodge, 33%.
No, I think that was towards the end of it. He was trying to, because he had the ball and was trying to go for the end, and it just didn't work out for him. So
Good result.
I mean,
for the rejects.
Yeah,
there,
1-1.
Very good result. It looks like it looks like the Spines rolled more blocking dice.
Yeah, he's going for the punches a bit.
Yeah, didn't come out for him. Well, still
good level up on the goat though.
Level up on a goat, yes. Yeah, on his extra arms goat. Be interested to see what he gives him. Right, ain't Ogre till it's Ogre, Wolves in their bones. Only lost by 1.
Yeah, it's an impressive result.
Yeah, great result for the Ogres.
That Agi4 Ogre getting another MVP is just insane.
Look at all that SPP on Wolves in their bones though. He took advantage there. He farmed him good and proper.
As soon as you get into those nobblers though, it's going to happen. And I mean, the fact he got a point on the board. But yeah, I mean, you got 2 passes there as well, which is interesting.
Looks like Wolves rolled significantly more blocking dice, like a huge margin, and Ain't Ogre till it's Ogre rolled an insane number of D6s. Look at that, 44 ones, 13 6s. That's a lot of D6s. I mean, he attempted 30-something dodges. Wow, what? Oh, look at that, 56 bonehead rolls. That's insane. Fair play.
I mean, to be fair to him as well, passing 82% of them, that's not bad either.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of sad I missed this. Does either of you see it?
I saw a little bit of it, but I was quite tired, so I didn't catch all of it.
Fair enough. Well, it looks like they both had a good go at one another, to be fair. But Wolves in the Bones will be happy that they were able to get 3 points out of that. Anything less would have been unacceptable. The Down and Outs versus the Rat and Goblin pack. Now, you would have expected the Undead to take this. They could never count out the Rat and Goblin pack. And look at that, he got 10 SPP on Peter, the Skaven Thrower.
Yeah,
so how did he do that? Look at that Rat and Goblin pack there. We've got he succeeded an inaccurate pass. What?
Okay.
Oh, that would be
nice.
that would. Yeah.
That's throw a teammate into it,
Well, it's not. It won't. Is it though? Is it though? Because you got to throw teammate.
Yeah, but it still counts as an accurate pass because if it lands in the square, it still counts.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. It must have been a screwed up throw teammate, but the guy stuck the landing when he got back down in the square. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's probably what led to the
It
touchdown.
must be because there was no catch. There was no catch attempt anyway, so that's got to be it. Got a bit unlucky on the really stupid though. Yeah.
I mean, didn't do anything, did it?
I mean, you're always going to see that with occasionally with big guys, but yeah, I mean, he looks like he's mitigated it well enough with the throws and everything.
Looks like the Down and Outs had problems with dodging and getting back after KOs, which is a problem when you're playing against a team like the Rat and Goblin pack. Yeah. Still, fair play to him. That's a good point for those guys.
Yes.
Let's have a look at the teams. Armored Armadillos. These guys have dropped like 200k in team value since we last saw them, and there you go. That'll be why. They lost quite a few guys.
Yeah.
I think actually they lost less guys than the Skaven though in that game because we had a look afterwards, and I think the Skaven lost one more guy than them.
Okay, we'll have to check that out in a sec. Still, that's not the end of the world for him. He's got a whole game to play to get those guys back, and really it just means they're not going to get injured. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing with the Armadillos. He's always got a good team there, a good solid team. He's got a lot of guard. Yeah. He's got Sarge out, which is a bit of a loss, but
the Mighty Blow might hinder him. The loss of the Mighty Blow might be a bit of a downer, but he should be okay with the rest of his team.
That's 50% of his guard gone, but he's still going to have a guy on the bench. So yeah, I think it's difficult to feel sorry for him. Put it that way. Yeah. Well, what else can you say about this team? It's AIDS. We say this every week. We'll move on.
Yep.
Lizard Man. 1,960, although he can drop down to 1,900 if he spends some of his gold. Wow, look at this team.
Yeah.
Look at those skinks.
I mean, this is what we were saying before, and it's Go Fast has always been horrendous. You've got a few other players. Yeah, it's basically that one skink. But I mean, you look at the guard, and every Saurus has pretty much got block, and you've got the guard on the Crocscore. It's just a horrible team. I mean, you've got a Saurus with strength up and dodge.
So the fact that Go Fast has now got sprint, and the fact that he's got sidestep means that he can do the one-turner with just one push, I believe.
Yeah, it's one push.
He can sidestep him into the other team's half and then run for the touchdown line, which is nice, very nice. He's got block on all his Sauruses now, except Turbest. What's Turbest's injury?
He's got wrestle, but he's also got niggle.
He's got a niggle, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'd consider firing him and spending money on a new Saurus, because it's not going to take him forever to get wrestling. It's not exactly an amazing skill, really. Anyway, I suppose he's good for bringing down ball carriers, but other than that, you might as well just have block for that, really.
Yeah, is it worth adding an extra skill on top of that with a niggle? Just risking more.
It's just going to make him a Taurus. It's going to make him a target. a target.
Make him a giant bull.
Yeah, pretty good looking team this is. You would expect these guys to be challenging. I mean, they were in the finals last year with a significantly worse team than this, so you would expect them to be challenging for victory again. Let's take a look at the spines. So, wow, look at all these stat downs.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
Yeah,
you don't want that. But, I mean, you can't really fire him at this point, can he? He has got 200k in the bank, so he's adding 50k to his team value with that. Probably, has he got a stadium upgrade? No enhancement.
I don't believe so.
Okay, well, it's a level 2 stadium, so maybe
he was looking at it, but he wasn't sure which one he wanted to go for. So I think that'll probably be the next thing he does look at.
Probably get the one that stops the weather from changing. That's what I go with, because all the other ones are going to give advantages to your opponents, really. Maybe the one that gives a free bribe, but even that.
Yeah, it's chaos. He's not really wanting that, are you? I guess weather's very best.
Although he did foul with his chainsaw a couple of weeks ago, so who knows what he does with it.
He's got 2 Claw Mighty Blow, so 2 guys that can reliably break big dudes down.
Yeah.
Loads of Mighty Blow. I mean, this just looks awful to play against. I'm amazed that Fritsch managed to get a draw against this.
Yeah, he wasn't really looking for it. He didn't want to have that big bust up between him and Fritsch, but they came away okay, I think, both of them from it. So
yeah,
it's not been too bad for him.
11 fan factor. That's adding 1.1k to his team value. Well, yeah, let's move on. Wolves and their bones, fresh off of a massive victory. Wow, look at all these players.
Yeah, you've not even got. I mean, like the 2 injuries there. One of the werewolf is just niggling. I mean, werewolf's got regeneration, everything else like that.
Yeah.
And the white is niggling as well. So I mean, he's not doesn't like he's taking too much damage from the injuries either. And he's got some fantastic players. Both flesh golems having guard. It's beautiful.
I think he could do with dropping a zombie or 2. If he I mean, he needs to spend some money because he's got 190k in the bank.
Yeah, just get rid of some zombies and spend some money on a stadium or something.
Yeah, upgrade his stadium at the least. I mean, he could keep the zombies for now. But yeah,
I mean, you've got 0 SPP zombies. It's not like the end of the world, is it?
Yeah, those 2 could get dropped. Tank and Francis. I think I'm assuming these are ones that he's acquired from other people.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Maybe.
Loving these 2 flesh golems though. Guard, Mighty Blow, block. Sorry, guard, block and stand firm. That's nice.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I think that flesh golems are just an absolute brick you can lob in somewhere and it'll probably survive. So
yeah,
definitely worth it.
Let's take a look at the Rat and Goblin pack, fresh off their draw. So they've got a Blitzer out for the next game. Their unskilled Skaven lineman is out, so that's not the end of the world. He'll have exactly 11 players. I'm assuming he's probably not going to buy any more because he needs to save some golds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could potentially fire the Skaven lineman, but it's not really worth it.
What's he got? Is it just an MNG?
Niggle.
Niggle, yeah.
Niggle.
All he does want firing, doesn't he? Because he's Skaven.
Yeah, it's 50 gold.
Why has he got a goblin with an armor down as well? That probably wants firing as well. Because that basically makes him a halfling at that point, which you don't really want on your team unless you're playing halflings and you've got no choice. Yeah, got his claw on the troll, but I think he's had that a while. Not really much you can say about this team, is there?
Not really.
Not really.
Want to add any fascinating insights?
Losing the blitz is a pain, but I mean, other than that, the team's basically just does what it wants to do, really, which is just throw goblins around and get moving the ball. I mean, the troll with claw is obviously quite horrible, but it's got no other level ups. I think it's just one of those teams where if you take a big hit like the Blitzer or the troll, that's where you can really start to struggle.
Unlucky that he's got 3 guys on 5 SPP here. That's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, so his next game will really reveal whether he can keep going with the team or not, whether he gets those level ups.
Yeah, that will be interesting to see if he chooses to keep them or not. If he could throw some vanity passes, but because they're stunty, it's difficult. But we'll see how it goes. Down and outs, 1,540. Low TV, quite
for this league, yeah.
And that's good for him because he'll get the inducements, but he's not got a bad team. His team
guard on the mummies. Guard on the mummies.
3 guard is huge. I think the only other team in the entire competition across all 3 leagues that has more than that is the dwarves, and that's what you expect dwarves to have.
Yeah.
I mean, interesting with what's Hope's got that sneaky get. So you got the sneaky get ghoul, zombie, sorry, which is what you want. I mean, there's not really many level ups. He's got 2 zombies on 5 SPP, so.
Stand firm and guard on a mummy. Oh, it's not stand firm, it's break tackle.
It's break tackle.
Yep. Yeah. Even better though, because you can move him around. He's got his dedicated tackle player. He's got his ball carrier with sidestep. That's great. He's got a dedicated cage breaker with the sorry, it's a bit early for me. Strip ball. Yeah, this is a good team. I think he could go quite far with. I think he could conceivably win the playoffs with this if he plays well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does need to spend some money there.
Any level ups he gets could really show. Like some more dodge maybe in there, or some more block.
Yeah, definitely.
Could really up his chances.
Just get some stuff on those zombies.
Yeah.
But he does need to spend some money. Get a stadium enhancement. He's currently got 200. Why has everyone in this league got so much money in the bank? What's going on?
In case of death.
Yep. Let's check these ogres.
Yeah.
So he's got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 players. He needs to level up his Noblar. He's got sneaky git. So if he rolls a double, probably give him a dirty player.
Yeah, I think then you've got a beautiful Noblar there, but I think it's just the ogres there. You look at that agility 4 ogre.
It's a thing of beauty, that is. Truly.
It really is. You've got guard as well, and stand firm on the other ogre. So I think pretty much there you've got the core of what you want the ogres to be doing. I mean, the agility 4 one is just hilarious, but other than that, I mean, yeah, guard and stand firm, and you've even got 1 tackle.
Yeah.
Would you go for guard first, or would you go for block?
Mix it up, I guess. But block is you have to roll a double to get block. So.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. Generally, it's difficult to get block on your ogres, so you'll have only got that because you rolled a double.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much to say about these guys. It's basically just that Agi 4 ogre that we're all impressed with. He's got 0 fan factor, even though he's been playing for 3 seasons, which is quite amusing. So other than that, yeah, what else can you say? Let's take a look at the Mordor's rejects. Okay, so they've got 2 guys out, and one of them is a Mighty Blow Beastman, so that's kind of.
It's gonna hurt him a little bit there.
Yeah, but at least he's going to be safe for the playoffs.
Yeah,
that is true.
I mean, you look at you've got Piggy there at the bottom with Agi 4, it's fantastic, and you've got the Chaos Warrior with Agi 4 as well. I mean, Fritch has got a good team there overall. There's
2
not really
reliable
much
ball carriers. Yeah, very nice.
Maybe a bit more
come off from like the Chaos v Chaos game with just 2 out is quite good.
Yeah, considering all that
for his next turn. Yeah, exactly.
He needs to get level on this Minotaur though. How long's he had him for? Too long to only have 2 SPP. What's going on? Use him as a blitzer.
Kill him.
Yeah, let's have a look at Gorgeous Gits. Wow, his Black Hawk has got a movement of 3.
I've still got dodge on the team. That's important. I'm still dodging around. That's good.
So his Agi 4 Blitzer got the level, and he rolled a double and gave him dodge. So he's now an Agi 4 Blodger with kick-off return.
Yes,
that's great.
Beauty, isn't it,
wow.
Really? Yeah, that's really nice. That's a really good piece, that is. He just doesn't seem to have been able to convert all of these good pieces into victory, though. Don't know what's been going on, but it's just not come out for him at all.
Yeah, I think Tom's just having a bit of a bad run with it, basically. But I mean, you've got the movement down on that Black Orc, which is painful.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd just keep him anyway. He's a blodger.
You've got it. Yeah, just he's a Black Orc blodger. You can't really get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shall we take a look at the Vermin Vengers? Let's see how these guys are doing. So 3. Yeah, you were right. They did come out of this worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a movement down, AV down lineman now.
Mhm.
Yeah, Quag is. He's just there for kick off. He's just there for kicking. But I mean,
now that the AV down though, I would not care. Josh's policy seems to be to keep him around, but I wouldn't. That's 2 stat downs.
That's a little bit too. He's too much of a target there. It's too squishy, basically.
Yeah, if he can get kick on another player in his next game, he needs to get fired.
Yeah,
100%. I mean, it's just a dead player, really. As soon as someone hits that, it's going to break. I mean,
it's adding 70k to your team value for a guy with 6 movement.
Really.
Yeah, it's just not worth it. The rest of the team's looking great though. What's up with this Storm Vermin though? He's got a niggle on his Storm Vermin. That's a shame because it's a good piece. Yeah.
Claw Mighty Blow as well, and you got the Agi. It's fantastic in it, really.
Yeah.
Got the gutter runner, movement 10, 2 movement 10 gutter runners is just horrendous.
Yeah, he's just got everything.
Especially with the sprint one as well. It was yeah.
One turn and it's so close to leveling up as well.
I mean, I'd probably put my money on this team to win. To be honest with you, if you can use him well, he's got everything he needs. If you can keep him alive. Shall we take a look at the league standings? So. Div 1.
Vermin Vengers.
In fact, let's go to this here. Here we go. So this is not the right league. Never mind. Here we go. This is the right league. Okay, so here we go. Vengers at the top, 20 points. Can still be caught by the Armadillos. Could conceivably still be caught by the Junglers and the Spines.
I mean, if you look at this league and not having a single loss, like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And that's really why he is where he is. The Armadillos have had a couple of bad games. We can safely assume Ain't Ogre Till It's Ogre will be finishing bottom, stringing his way through 8 successive defeats. Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, it's about who they get to play, but really, when we look at this, you've got to think Wolves and the Bones probably would have been hoping for a higher finish. Mordor's Rejects have really exceeded all expectations.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like the teams that were there last season and were doing ridiculous things, like Jurassic Junglers, Armadillos, and Spines. They're all still there. They're all still pretty unassailable at the top of the table. But yeah, I mean, some of the teams that come in there, like Vengers, and I mean, you look at Gorgeous Gits and you look at like the Rat and Goblin pack. You just wouldn't expect those teams to be doing as well as they're doing. I mean, Tom's got a win, he's got a loss, and the Rat Pack's got 2 wins. That's still in this league. That's a good thing to see.
I mean, I would have expected the Orcs to be significantly higher than they are, to be honest with you. The Rat and Goblin pack are about where I would have placed them. The Down and Outs were difficult to quantify, but a respectable mid-table finish is about what you'd expect. Mordor's Rejects expected them to get battered. Wolves and the Bones expected them to be challenging for first, but they are in the top half of the league, so you can't take that away from them.
And Ogres were expecting.
Yeah. But yeah, ultimately it's all about who they get to play, and as things stand at the moment, Vermin Vengers will play pound for pound the worst team in the playoffs. So yeah. All right, well let's move on to Division 2A. No, let's not. Let's look at the fixtures for Division 1 actually.
Oh yeah, let's do our job.
So, Jurassic Junglers, Vermin Vengers. Well, this is the big one. If the Junglers win this, can they go top? That's the question. So, they are currently on a touchdown difference of... Let's have a look. So the Junglers have got a touchdown difference of 10. The Vengers have got a touchdown difference of 9. So 3 points would see them overtake Vermin Vengers. Can they do it? What do you think?
If they use that skink, the fast, what's it called? fast one or something.
Go fast.
They use that go fast. If they use go fast effectively, they might be able to pull it off.
I think the problem is though with the Skaven being able just to one turn with two gutter runners, it's just hard to keep them off the scoring board, and I think that's where junglers are going to struggle. Even with them just having out one or two good players, they've still got all the gutter runners in there. That's 4 gutter runners, and 2 of them can one turn.
Yeah, that's going to be a big problem for them.
I mean, I think ultimately it's going to come down to whether or not the junglers can just start removing enough pieces early.
Yeah.
Key pieces. It's a difficult one to predict in it. I think I'm going to go with the draw.
I'm going to go 2-1 to Avengers.
Yeah, I'm inclined to say that as well, because with the track record of the Avengers, it's more in their favour.
Fair enough. I'm the only one backing Matt. Okay, well, I mean, this is actually a great bunch of... So look, all 4 of the top teams playing each other. Brexiting Spines, Armoured Armadillos. So, the Spines and the Armadillos, it's going to be more or less... Unless Dave can win by like 5 or 6 touchdowns, then it's impossible for him to come top. Because if the junglers win, they're going to have a touchdown difference of 11 or more, and the Spines have got a touchdown difference of 6. So we can safely assume that Dave is playing for 2nd place. Yeah. Can he achieve it against a somewhat depleted human team?
Only somewhat though, and those humans are still a bit brutal.
Yeah. I don't think he can, to be honest with you.
No, Dave. I can't see it, Dave.
His claw's not going to be that useful against him. It's only going to bring their armor down by 1, really. If he can remove... It's a case of if he can remove key pieces, but Steve's really good at protecting his most important guys, and yeah, I think the humans are going to comfortably take this.
Yeah, it's a question of whether he can go... He either goes for the punch or goes for the touchdown, because if he goes to hit, he might be able to remove players, but if he goes for touchdowns, he might not quite make it.
Well, Emily, you're a bit biased in this. What do you think?
I know. I don't know whether I should
go with your heart.
I know if I back Armadillos, he's going to moan at me. I think
you can abstain if you want.
I think just based off of experience, Armadillos might take it.
Kenny?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Armadillos. I mean, Spines need to pull out something pretty special to get the result, and I just don't see it happening against the Armadillos.
Fair enough. Wolves on the Bones, Gorgeous Gits. So let's have a look at TVs before we talk this one, because I think that's going to come into play. Wolves on the Bones 1710. Gorgeous Gits, where are you? 1750. Not really anything in it. No one's going to get any inducements, really.
Yeah. I mean, it could go either way. If Tom's luck turns around, I think he can easily take this one with some of the players he's got. But Wolves on the Bones are a really good team as well. So I'm expecting a draw, to be honest.
I expect Wolves on the Bones to take this because, I mean, Gorgeous Gits just haven't been able to produce wins, and Wolves on the Bones have.
Yeah, I think that the Wolves on the Bones they've got it a little bit better for this game, based on track record. They'd just be able to get the touchdowns over the Gorgeous Gits.
That's it. They've got maneuverability as well, and the claw is going to come in handy,
especially against Black Hawk.
Exactly. Rat and Goblin Pack, Mordor's Rejects. I mean, you can't really look past the rejects for this, can you?
No, not really.
I mean, yeah, if he gets the hits in, which is Chaos, and he probably should be able to get them, at least a few players off the field. So I'm expecting Chaos to get a 1-0, but you never know with throwing goblins and everything else you can achieve.
Yeah, and the Underworld are going to get like 2.6k in inducements. So if they spent all their money, they could get a Master Chef. I don't think they'd do that, but they will get some cool inducements. So there is that, but I just don't think we can look past the Chaos. So I'm assuming we're all going Chaos for this one.
Yeah, I think Chaos will take it.
So down and outs ain't ogre till it's ogre.
Down and outs.
I'm assuming you agree with that, Emily.
Yeah, I can't. You can't look past what's happened to the Ogres this season. It's been unfortunate, but they haven't been able to secure a win all season. So unless they really pull something out now, I just can't see it happening this late.
It'd be funny if they did, though. Right.
It'd be great if they did.
Yeah. Let's take a look at 2A. So, last week's results. So, Kenny, Synthwave, Darky and Stormy Eve, your first win of the season.
Yes, very proud.
Why don't you take us through it?
So, yeah, I mean, it was a pretty interesting game, I'll be honest. Started off pretty well for the Skaven, as he'll say himself, but then it all just went downhill into a spiral. And that was pretty much it. Sorry for Goblins, not Skaven.
I was going to say, what the hell are you talking about?
But yeah, I think it just comes down to basically the elves were just able to stay on the field a bit better this time and not just get taken off. So I got a good few level ups on that game. Both my blitzers leveled. So really, the results I kind of wanted 2 games ago, but happy to take it.
Fair play. So yeah, well done.
Playoffs now, but yeah,
3 points for you though. Moradin's Miners 0, Family Adams 3. My God, you do not expect this to happen against dwarves. Although to be fair, if anyone could do it, it's probably a team with movement and bash combined. So, what went wrong for the dwarves? Well, he tried to dodge 8 times. The end of the list of things that went wrong for the dwarves.
I mean, he's tried that a few times. It worked versus me. Those dwarves can certainly dodge. But
although his going for it's worked, so that obviously.
But those dwarves move so fast. It's so
presumably, I mean, he possibly used rerolls or dodge rerolls or whatever. But we can safely assume that 3, 4, maybe 5 of his 16 turns ended with a failed dodge, and that's
says
bad.
It all.
He also failed a lot of Dauntless rolls, which is quite unlucky because presumably if he's rolling against the mummy, he only needs a 3 or more to succeed his Dauntless, and he failed 3 out of 5 of those, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, you just need to stop dodging. You dwarves. Don't feel like you have to do something.
They don't play that way. But I mean, it's worked for him most of the season. It had to come to an end sooner or later. So
yeah, he got unlucky with his block dice as well. Powers were his least rolled die, which is unfortunate. Whereas Family Adams, the opposite. Powers were his most rolled die, other than pushers. Yeah, well done, Family Adams. That's a good result.
3-0. 3-0's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Here we go. Power Slave 1984 1. The Slayer X 0. Go on then, Emily. I'll let you do.
I'll take a step back on this one.
I mean, I didn't go into this game expecting to win because I've kind of used this season as a learning curve because I'm still very new to the game, and I was, I've gone back and looked over and I can see where I made my mistakes and stuff. So 23 ones didn't help either, but and failing armor rolls, I couldn't really get the hits. But
D6s, look, almost all of them are between 21 and 28. That's the closest you're going to get to a perfect spread.
Actual balanced game.
Wow.
Well, I mean, if you look at this game, you didn't roll any dice, Ben. So
I didn't roll any D6s, no. But if you take a look at the block dice, I rolled a fair few of them.
Yeah. Luckily, you didn't kill too many of my players.
To be honest, neither of us really did much in the way of violence, did we?
No. Well, I kind of knew that, like, going against your team violence would not help me. So I aimed to avoid the violence as much as I possibly could. But I did make some mistakes, and I can, looking back at it, I can see where I should have done something different. And hindsight is one of the best teachers. So it's just been a game that I've really learned from more than anything.
I got lucky on the go for it there as well. Succeeded.
Yeah, you did.
That's quite nice. Ground out a 1-0 win. So Sharkbait Incorporated 1, No Escaping Fate 2. Looks like the look of the halflings is fading now. He can't keep cheesing through people every week. And
I'm hoping that carries on for this week. So, I mean, it's going to happen eventually. And Skaven are one of the best teams, I think, for just avoiding those tree men and getting the touchdowns. I mean, you look at Graham, 15 armor breaks is is still quite good.
Looks like Graham got unlucky on his take root rolls there. A 2 up, and he failed 5 out of 21. That's slightly less than average. That's a little bit unlucky. He did well on his throw teammates though. Just not so great on the landings, unfortunately. Yeah, what can you say really? You expect the Skaven to win this, and they did. He got a level up on his Mighty Blow Storm Vermin, which you'll be very happy with. Not really much else to say. Maybe probably could have done with farming a bit more SPP. They were pretty equal on the SPP.
I'm going to say it's still Graham, so there's still a chance that he can still pull out a win anyway, so I think you need to be careful.
He's definitely in the playoffs at this point. Free win for Frenzy Speedo Explosion. We don't need to go into that. Let's take a look at the teams. Darky and Stormy Eve. Kenny, you are now over 1k, even though you've only got 8 players.
Yeah, I'm so proud.
Do you know what? If you had 11 players...
If I had 11 players...
and the other 3 were just unskilled linemen, this still would be a pretty decent team.
Yeah, if the Orcs had given me a free win, that would have been great as well. But yeah, no, I think this season's kind of been a learning curve. Never really played a Agi team before, and the Dark Elves are starting to come together. I'm probably not going to keep them for another season, but there's definitely a good team there. It's just come down to not having the Apothecary and losing 3 players to deaths, but it happens.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's take a look at the Undead. Family Adams. 1,460 TV. These guys have developed a lot. He's got that Agi 4 ghoul. That's going to look good for him going into the playoffs. His other 2 ghouls are both blodgers, except his unskilled one. It'd be nice if he'd just sort of move these players around a bit so they were easier to look at. Both his whites leveled up. He's got Stand Firm on his mummy. This is a very nice Undead team.
Yep.
It's not looking bad.
Probably
I'm glad I played him early.
Yeah, well, he absolutely destroyed me. But yeah, looking good. You'd expect these guys to be competently, be able to compete in the playoffs, right? They're not that much.
Oh, definitely.
They're not that much less developed than the Division 1 Undead team. Let's take a look at your team, Slayerettes.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 levels on your Witch Elf. That's nice. You've got 2 blodgers, and you've got your kicker.
Yep.
That's your standard, and then you're going for dodge on your lineman.
Pretty much, yeah.
Not block.
That tends to. I tend to go dodge then block because I like to move my players around, and dodge helps with that more than block. Because I don't like to go into the fight if I know I probably won't win it. I'd rather get them away, get them out.
That's a legit strat.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, not looking bad. Expecting you to be competing in the playoffs. No Skaven Fate. So, quite a bit of development here as well. Look at that Gutter Runner, Wrestle and Strip Ball. That's nice.
Not bad.
It's
I mean,
I don't know how. I don't know who he's going to be stripping the ball from though with 2 strength. He'll need an assist obviously, but still, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like the Gutter Runners. They're all kind of getting there. You've got one Gutter Runner who could do it level up before this game, but yeah, I mean you've got a lot of linemen there. I think he's going for the wrestle on the lineman, which is pretty good for Skaven, to be honest. Just get players down and out of the way. But yeah, other than that, I think the team's getting there. The Rat Ogre's been unlucky in a few games, I think, not to get that final SPP. I took him out quite early, and I think that's where he kind of wants to get that last kind of SPP on him and the Gutter Runner, and I think you're ready for the playoffs.
I fouled him off the field in the first game of the season, so...
Yeah, and then I took him out with a block.
I just kept dodging away from him. The Prehensile Tail did nothing against me, I think, apart from once at the end.
Like I just got 1 MVP and nothing else. That always happens with big guys, for some reason. Frenzied Speedo Explosion, fresh from their free win.
Yeah, Dave was sad about this. I mean, it's...
What the hell is he sad about? Look at that team.
Yeah, I mean, the team's horrendous. I mean, they tabled me twice. What can you say? It's just a really well-developed team. I mean, the only thing is the Scrappy do with the Agi down, but that's the only real injury he's taken, which I think is the Norse way to go, really, Ben, from your experience. They just don't seem to go off.
Doesn't matter about Agi at all. He's got a tackle. He's got 3 tacklers. Oh god.
Yeah.
This is a very developed team.
I just don't think Norse ever come off the pitch.
Yeah, I think if any team from the lower divisions can challenge for victory in the playoffs, it's probably these guys. These look like a team that have had 2 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he can definitely.
They've definitely got the power to go through.
Let's have a look at Sharkbait. It's a shame he's not had any Agi ups, because that's basically what you're waiting for with halflings. 1 Agi up halfling that you can protect, because then you can hand off to him on a 2 up, and you can stick the landing on a 3. So it's borderline guaranteed 1 turner. But that is not there yet. So we've got multiple block. We've got guard. I mean, he's got his sneaky git. What can you really say? It's pretty standard stuff, right?
Yeah, still not looking forward to playing this week, but yeah, I think I had to take a couple more tackle to avoid Graham's usual shenanigans with halflings.
You just have to tie up his treemen. Don't allow him to move around the field. Stick 1 nobody lineman in front of each one and stand them up every turn when he punches him.
Yeah.
And then if he kills one, just feed him a new one, because his halflings can't do anything.
Yeah. And don't get pushes when you're chasing a halfling down the pitch. That's not a good thing.
Bring his dice magic again.
Right, let's have a look at this glorious team. Power Slave 1984.
Ridiculous level ups.
Are those not the 2 greatest blitz roars you've ever seen in
your life? They are absolutely ridiculous.
Wow. That's just...
What I love about this is that there's no SPP on anyone else. It's like 7, 5, 2, 4, 33, 22, 3, 4. Brilliant.
If one of those dies, Ben.
If one of those dies, I'm quitting the league. I don't have anyone else on my team.
Yeah, 7th Son is an absolute monster. Just
yeah. Dedicated ball carrier there, and I've got Mighty Blow 4 strength on the other one.
It's just horrendous to look at, really.
You look at Ben's level ups, and he always manages to get some interesting ones, like Agi up and strength up.
Yep. I'm looking forward to the next Agi up or strength up on one of those guys. So hopefully I can have 2 Agi 3 strength 4 blitzers. That'll be great. Yeah, let's move on. Moradin's Miners. So
I mean a wall of guard. Yeah, there you go.
Just do not want to play this team at all. He's managed to get dodge on a Troll Slayer and a runner, which is probably what's tempting him to throw dodges.
Still, it's not worth it. I just rely on it for the push, basically.
He's got that movement down Longbeard. I don't know if he's worth keeping.
Well, I mean, if he's standing on the line guarding, that's does the job.
Yeah, it's not something he needs to really get rid of. He can just keep him there, can't he? But I think he's just he's become so used to dodging that's why he started taking it as a skill.
Yep.
Because he just wants to keep doing it.
Could do with getting levels on those blitzers. Maybe hand off to him and get the touchdown with him in his next game.
Yeah.
They're the players that are really kind of letting the team down. But if he's not really getting many powers with them, it might happen. But I think, like you say, Ben, they're the ones to level up this game.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at Synthwave. Synthwave. So, he's missing a troll for his last game.
I have no idea why that troll's missing for this game.
Look at all these stat downs.
the one troll that definitely didn't want to get taken off the field.
Well, at least he's safe, I guess.
He's safe, yeah.
Yeah, he is safe now.
Yeah. What else can you say, really? He's got a lot of stat downs. I don't know if he'll keep him into next season, but it'll be interesting if he does.
I mean, yeah, I think Quaff is still looking to get 0 SPP. He's done a few things with that. And I think in our game, it's pretty much like the Fnatic. He was getting bad rolls and stuff like that. I think he's just not really got much SPP on the secret weapons, which is what you want on goblins.
Always a risk with gobos, I'm afraid. Let's have a look at the league table, shall we? Because this is where it gets interesting. So
I finally got off the bottom.
Yes. We have guaranteed going up now. There is no scenario where Synthwave or Darky and Stormy Eve can go up. Washington Blackskins
I don't get how we can't just take out the Blackskins and let me go up, but never mind.
Well, even if we did, you're effectively 8th.
Yeah, basically.
So you can't go up. What the real question is who. So because this league has more going out of it than 2B, 3rd place and 5th place will play against one another in the playoffs, in the first playoff. So, so at the moment, it's me playing Halflings. I cannot... Can I go above No Escape and Fate? I can if I win, and they lose.
And who have you got this week?
I've got the Dwarves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got Dwarves.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That'll be fun for you.
Yeah, exactly. And so can the Dwarves as well. So basically, it's me versus the Dwarves for 5th place, assuming No Escape and Fate can win.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty much how I expected the league to go. I think it's if you can win and push through, I think then you should be in a really good spot.
Yeah.
I mean, Graham's done fantastically with his Halflings.
I'd rather play the Halflings than anybody from 2B, so I'm quite happy to remain 5th.
Yeah, I mean, Dave's team's just ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, the Undead have done really well as well. So yeah, they're the teams I expected to go up.
Yeah.
If the Dwarves have got a bit luckier, but yeah, I think that's kind of how I expected the league to end.
Okay, well, let's have a look at fixtures, shall we? So, No Escape and Fate, Synthwave. So I think we can safely assume that I'm not going to be going above No Escape and Fate because he's playing Synthwave.
There we go.
I'm assuming we're all back in the Skaven on this one. Sorry, Will.
Yeah, sorry, Will. I'm going to go Skaven.
Yeah. Free win for Emily, so we'll skip over that.
Woo!
Yeah.
Top of the table clash, Frenzy Speedo Explosion, Family Adams. So...
This is going to be a really interesting game. If Dave loses key players, if his luck on armor rolls kind of comes to an end, I think he can really struggle. But to be honest, it's still Norse, and they can be a really fantastic team. And I think Undead are probably one of the better matches for them.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, Undead are they've got 120k in inducements. They can hurt you. The Norse have all got 7 armor. I mean, it's just a matter of time before he gets smashed.
It's when the armor breaks. Yeah, when the armor breaks.
The winner of this game will win 2A. So it ultimately comes down to that.
I mean, it's difficult to call, but I'm probably going to put my money on Frenzy Speedo Explosion. Yeah. I'm sure that'll bite me in the arse, but I'm going to go with Dave.
Yeah. I think it might be a draw, to be honest, because like you say, it's so close between the two of them, like in regards to their movement and the armor breaks, and if the one's unlucky, I think it might be a draw.
I'm tempted to agree with you, but I think I'm going to back Frenzied Speedo Explosion just because I think he's too skilled and he's got all that block and it's just going to screw him. But I mean, Family Adams can get some removals and win. That's not beyond the pale of reason.
It just seems to be the Norse in these leagues just don't take injuries. So I'm going to go with Speedy
Speedo Speeds. Okay,
Speedo Speeds.
Sharkbait Incorporated, Dark and Stormy Eve. Kenny.
God only knows. I'm hoping to get a win. I'll be honest, but it is Graham.
So no reason why you can't win this. You've just got to not.
Yeah, you say that, but there was no reason why didn't win half the other games this season. I think it just comes down to, like you say, tying the tree man up. So I'm hoping for a 2-0, but that's where my money is.
I think you'll win.
I'm going to kill it. Sure. I'm going to kill a tree man. That's the mission.
Yeah, just do us all a favour.
Yep.
I'm not sure. Having played Graham myself, I'm inclined to say Graham because it's just. Yeah, I don't think
this is the Salt Bowl, Emily. This is the for the money.
Yeah, it is. I am inclined to say Graham because of how my game against him went, and I mean, dicing and Treeman were to do with it, but I think he's quite sneaky with how he uses the halflings, and he has won a lot of games this season, so I'm inclined to back Graham for this one.
Fair enough. Well, so last game, Power Slave 1984, Moradin's Miners. Now, obviously, I'm going to back me, because I always do, every single week, so I think I'll win. I'm just hoping that he throws some more dodges.
Yeah, I think if he plays it like proper dwarfs, I think he's got a good chance, but if he keeps dodging around, I think it's going to end up with a win to the Power Slave.
Yeah, I think you're going to take this one. He's gotten too used to dodging a little bit, and I think it's not going to help him in this game.
Wow,
I mean, if you've got more level ups on your, I think it's probably going to be a draw. If you've got more level ups on your big guys, Ben, because you've still got only one that's leveled up.
Yeah.
Then I think it'd probably be an easy game for you. But other than that, I mean, because you also rely on those two players, it just means that he can potentially bully those mummies around a bit.
I've got the stadium upgrade that gives a free bribe as well, and I'm at home, so that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a draw, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, well, thanks for the support there. So let's take a look at 2B. Guards 0, Rakdos Runaways 3. What a result for the Chaos. Nobody could have predicted this, and certainly not a 3-0 win.
No.
So what went wrong for Guards? Not that much, really. Well, they failed a lot of dodges, so that's kind of unlucky, I guess. But if you're dodging with Chaos Dwarves, you're kind of already in a tight spot, right? And 14 dodges per game.
Got a lot of pushes, which I think is probably what's hurt him, because they're going to want to bully things off the pitch.
Well, you always get more pushes than anything else, because there's 2 pushes.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. But when you look at the thing there, you've not got bad spread.
Well, Rakdos Runaways succeeded 9 out of 9 injury rolls, and didn't have to make many loner rolls, and the wild animal didn't behave that well, though. Sorry, Emily, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, the Rakdos Runaways also got a lot of pushes. They got 36 compared to 23 pals and 23 skulls. So, all in all, it was kind of equal with, like, they both got the most pushes in their block dice.
I mean, Guards basically didn't get the ball, really. Looks like he got 12% ball possession. So.
I think the dodge is the key stat there, though. 35% dodge success rate. Just not going to work, is it? And he didn't get much SPP out of it either, which is kind of sad for him. But yeah, well done, Rakdos Runaways.
We did catch the end of this, and he did throw a couple of fouls as well. Foul right at the very end, which didn't help at all.
So, Helsing Hellions 2, Snotling Stars 3. I was watching this; it was hilarious. It went right down to the wire.
I've seen the replay on this one. It looked hilarious.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of dice thrown by the Hellions there. They were kind of unlucky on their block dice.
I agree with
21 powers to 31 skulls. But to be honest with you, the rest of the dice weren't that surprising. Dodge success rates about where you'd expect him to be. Bloodlust about where you'd expect him to be. He succeeded both of his hypnotic gazers. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a close game, and I think that's the stats going to play it out, really.
Yeah.
You've got... Yeah, I'm going to say the Snotlings are continuing to do the impossible, really. But fantastic game.
Well, they can still get in the playoffs, I believe, so we'll see how that goes. An Agi down on a Thrall, that's unlucky.
They're 6th in the play.
Grave Danger, Old Cunning Stunts. Wow, look at all that SPP for the Undead. That's a lot of SPP.
That's a lot, yeah.
And look at those block dice for the Undead. 6 skulls. That is some glorious blocking dice
not
right
bad.
there.
Yeah.
That'll be why he won, I imagine. He succeeded all of his go frits. He got all of his KOs back. Whereas the Vamps, wow, 39% injury success, 50% hypnotic gaze. Well, that's actually about where you'd expect it to be. Unlucky on the Bloodlust. Didn't have a great time dodging. Didn't have a great time passing. Didn't have a great time catching. Just didn't have a great time. Really,
no, not really. Yeah.
But he had even better blocking dice. He only rolled 4 skulls.
Jeez. Wow. Well, the show goes to show, doesn't it, I guess?
Yeah. Still, the Undead will be happy with that result, I imagine.
Yeah,
it's not bad for them.
Vamps aren't far off getting another level up, but yeah, I think it's probably a bit too late at the end of the season.
Yeah. Pain Covered Dancers 2, Lizards in Pyjamas 1. Looks like both of these guys had an alright game, but the Lizards did not have a good time dodging, and that'll be why they failed, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, look at this from the Dark Elves. They've had a good couple of level ups and stuff. Yeah, I can't really fault them. I think if Lizards get bad dodge rolls, they're really going to.
Yeah, it's just going to shaft him in it. He's failed 2 stabs. He's got the assassin now. That's how you know his team's developing.
Right.
Shall we have a look at the teams?
See, Emily, that's what we don't have.
So, I never liked the assassin, to be honest.
Nobody does. Nobody seems to take the assassin. I think it's because he's a target and you can't get any SPP on him because you don't get SPP for stabs.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Rakdos Runaways. So, yeah, these guys are looking good. He's got block on 2 of his Chaos Warriors and a Strength 5 one. So
that's not bad.
Not bad at all. He's got his Claw, so he's got someone who can deal with high armor opponents. He's got a Blodger Beastman. He's got Guard on his Minotaur. So yeah, this is a pretty good looking Chaos team. He's got 140k in the bank, so he can afford to replace that that missing lineman, get his roster up to 12, which you kind of want to spare on the bench, don't you? Really, you don't want to get outnumbered as Chaos.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think he's got some good level ups on there. I'm just trying to look. There isn't really a ball carrying beastman besides that one with dodge. But
no, his next beastman level up should probably be extra arms.
That would be my guess. Yeah.
That's the only thing he's missing, really, a reliable ball carrier. Other than that, looking great. He's had a bit of a burst of success in the last couple of games, which has sort of brought him to a decent standard. Let's take a look at the Snotlings. All 14 of them. So, we've got several sure feats, a couple of diving catches, and he's got a sprint sure feat player, so, yeah. I mean, needs his Hail Mary pass now.
Yeah, that's it, and he's done then, I think.
He can retire.
I'm going to say it.
What can you say about a Snotling team?
Amazing that he's got 4 fan factor.
I'm going to say that he's got the money to get it, yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. Why does he have an apothecary, I suppose?
They got to save those key players.
I suppose if Stephen the Swift, because that's the most developed, if he takes a big injury, you kind of want to keep him around.
Look how many Norks we've had. Nork Junior, Junior. Brilliant team. We're looking forward to seeing them in the playoffs if they can make it. The Old Cunning Stunts, another team that are on the verge of not being in the playoffs, but can still make it. Kind of would have liked a bit more development, I think, really. Yeah,
Jack's really struggled with the development. I think that's kind of come to show really there. You've got the Vamps have got 2 vampires that got level ups, and obviously as they're the backbone of the team, there's nothing really too scary about them. I mean, you've got one blodger and 1 dodger, so that's it really.
Plenty of blood bags though, and he's got a tackler, which is, wasn't really expecting that. He must have rolled a double for that, so that's kind of nice, I guess.
But vampires are always a good team. If you can get the bloodlusts in, you've got a good kind of run at it. But I mean, the vampires not getting the full level ups is what you really want.
Yeah, that unskilled vampire needs levels, and he probably should buy an apothecary.
Yeah, it might help.
Yeah,
if you lose that vampire, God.
Yeah, let's move on. Lizards in Pyjamas. 1,410. He has got block.
He's got a lot of block
4 Saurus, and one of them has Mighty Blow. That is nice. Stand firm on the
crocs. That's what you want.
Yeah. This is looking good. This is looking like a team that can compete. People find it difficult to get block on all the Saurus this early, so the fact that he's managed that is huge. And presumably almost entirely from casualties as well.
Yeah, it looks like it. And then you've got like the skink with this kind of really getting the level ups there with sure feet and block.
Yeah,
it's really good as well.
That's his ball carrier right there. Great looking team. Wouldn't expect them to compete if they can make the playoffs, which I think I'm not quite sure, but I think they're currently in a advantageous position for that.
Yeah, they are in. Let's have a look. They're in 5th. So yeah.
Yep. There you go. Pain Coven Dancers. Yeah. So you're both playing Dark Elves. Do you want to take the wheel on this one?
Let's have a look. Yes. So I mean, the Assassin's always an interesting choice. I think he's got the money to spend though, so comes in. I mean, the Witch Elf's got the kind of exactly what we've got on our Witch Elves as well. I think he's definitely got. Sorry.
No, I was going to say both got block and sidestep. The movement up really helps on his blitzer as well.
Yeah,
so that's nice.
Get him into good positions. He's got tackle as well, which is a lot of teams don't have it by this point, but that's going to come in handy in the playoffs because a lot of the higher tier teams have got loads of blodgers and stuff like that, and that's just going to be very useful for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I've got tackle on 2 of my blitzers. I think it's just really useful. But yeah,
they've done well. They've got their kicker as well and everything. Yeah, and an apothecary. Well done. So in grave danger, the other high flyer in this league. Look at that.
I'm gonna say movement 4 on the mummy. Interesting.
Yeah, movement 4 and break tackle.
Mm.
So he can get him where he wants him, whenever he wants him there. He's got 2 Agi up players now, 1 ghoul and 1 white. So if something happens, if someone manages to clear his ghouls out, which does happen, he's still got a white who can carry the ball, which is really nice. The other white's got tackle as well. We've just talked about the
my blow. Yeah.
Yep. Great team. That's a really nice team. In fact, that looks that looks like it could be a Division 1 team. To be fair.
I was going to say it looks like it's played a couple of seasons.
Yeah. You would expect him to be. This is another team that I think can compete in the playoffs quite easily.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's have a look at Helsing Hellions, a team that can't compete in the playoffs because they are out.
I'm going to say Max communicating from Bloodstock, but yeah, other than that, he's. I think the team's got the vampire level ups, which is what you want.
I was going to say this looks stronger than the other vampire team, really, on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's just had less luck in the actual touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you listen to Max, yeah.
He's got nothing in the bank as well. 0 gold crowns in the bank, so he spent everything. I'm surprised. I thought he'd have saved it for inducements just for the lols if he's going to sack this team off. So maybe he's going to keep him. I mean, they could compete next season, to be fair. They're not a bad vampire team. But
no, I think if he can get it there.
He's got his dedicated Fowler, who's apparently also his tackler now. He must have rolled a double. But yeah, what can you say? He's got 4 leveled up vampires. One of them's got block.
And that's, horrendous, really.
That's all she wrote. Guards, after a terrible game against Rakdos Runaways. But
Still
all he is missing
for
his next game is his kicker, who has a miss next game. So I would imagine that in this game he's just going to be protecting his key pieces, getting ready for the playoffs, and trying to make a bit of cash.
Yeah, I mean the niggle on the Bull Centaur could hurt him, but other than that, I think you've got a fantastic team there again. Definitely a playoff worthy. You've got a lot of kind of Mighty Blow and Guard, which if you get a bit more development on some of these players, it's going to be another horrible team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just all that the Mighty Blow, the Guard. It's just a very big contender right there.
So, shall we take a look at the positions? I mean, the league standings. So 2B, or not 2B. So, I know Jack's done a kind of breakdown of this, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm just going to do my own flawed version of it. But it's a top 5 that go through. There is no doubt that the top 3 are going through. But interestingly, all of those 4 from 4th to 7th are not guaranteed a playoff spot. So, we've got,
and I mean,
fixtures-wise, the Rakdos Runaways and the All Cunning Stunts, and Lizards in Pyjamas are playing Helsing Hellions, and the Snotling Stars are playing Guards. So, you would assume that Lizards in Pyjamas will beat Helsing Hellions, right?
Yeah, I think
that's track record. Yeah.
It would also be reasonable to assume that, given Guards is full of dwarf blockers with tackle, the Snotling Stars are not going to win that.
You'd expect that. I mean, you can never count the Snotlings out, but yeah.
So ultimately, it comes down to Rakdos Runaways versus the Old Cunning Stunts.
Yeah.
And
that should be interesting. I mean, if Rakdos carry on the way they've been going, then
we'll talk about predictions in a second, but that is basically how the league breaks down. And still, anything could happen. If the Snotling Stars beat Guards, and Lizards in Pyjamas lose to Helsing Hellions, then the Snotling Stars will go above Lizards in Pyjamas. If the Old Cunning Stunts then beat Rakdos Runaways, it will be the Snotling Stars and the Old Cunning Stunts, and the Runaways and Lizards in Pyjamas are not in. So anything could happen.
It's a crazy league.
Yeah, very interesting stuff at the end here, especially for like sadacks like me who love stats. Well, yeah, let's have a look at those fixtures, shall we? Snotling Stars, Guards. I mean, we've talked about this already. You can't.
My money's on the Guards.
I'd have to say Guards as well.
I mean, I do as well, but Sean's not going to be taking any risks. He knows that he doesn't need to let his Bull Centaurs go down so the Snotlings can fire them. And this is the thing with playing against like weird fruity teams like this. You know that he doesn't care what happens.
Yeah.
He's just going to be doing dumb stuff for the hell of it. And that's what's going to concern Guards, because the Snotlings are just going to foul him for no reason. They're going to like potentially cripple players by doing daft stuff, and so that's the way that the Snotlings might win, because Sean's too afraid to try and win himself.
Commit, yeah.
But we'll see.
Especially when you're safe. But I mean, I still expect the Guards to win.
Yeah, who doesn't really? Cunning Stunts, Rakdos Runaways. This one is an interesting one, but let's be real here. The Runaways have got a vastly superior team, right?
Yeah, because I saw a bit of the last game with Rakdos Runaways and Guards, and just based off that, I think he might take it.
I think he's definitely.
I mean, not having level ups on the Vamps is going to really hurt Jack there.
Yeah.
Here's what Jack's got. He's got several more like 3 more players than him, or something like that. But he's also going to get 200k in inducements. So
based off of numbers and inducements, he might take it, but playstyle, I think the Chaos will.
Money's on the Chaos for me.
Yep, same here. But if the Cunning Stunts are going to win, they need to remove Beastman. Remove Beastman so that he's now outnumbered and outmaneuvered. But we'll see how that goes. He has got the passing game, but yeah, Runaways for me, I think, too. Lizards in Pyjamas, Helsing Hellions. I don't think anyone can look past the Lizards for this, really, can they?
Not really, no.
I mean, it's Max, so we'll see what happens. He can pull it out, but yeah, my money's on the Lizards.
Yep. And Pain Coven Dancers and Engrave Danger. We have a top of the table clash here. The Pain Coven Dancers are on 1510, Engrave Danger 1500. No one's getting any inducements, so it's purely team versus team. What do you think?
Ooh, I mean, it's a difficult one. I think the Undead have probably got it, but I think that it depends on how well the Elves can do with dodges and stuff like that. The Undead have got a very solid team, and yeah, I mean, it's one of those games that could be a draw, but I can see it going towards the Undead if they can start knocking Elves off the.
What do you think,
it depends whether. I was going to say if the Elves don't go in for the fight and try and keep protecting the ball and use their movement, they might be able to take it. It depends on whether the Undead can remove those players and whether who he gives the ball to. That might be a key factor into how it will go. I'm going to go with a draw. Because it could go either way with how close they are at the top as well. It just depends on how the Elves protect themselves, really.
Yeah, I mean, Greg's got that one tackler. I don't think there's a great deal of dodge on either team anyway. I think that these are probably 2 of the most evenly matched teams I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I think a draw as well. So, yeah, right. Well, that wraps it up. This is the last game of the regular season. After this, we'll be doing playoffs. I'm intending not to do an episode next week, but I will do a playoff episode the week after. So, good luck to everyone, and thank you, Kenny and Emily, for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Good luck, everyone.